Guys, welcome back to Shawnee Van Vision, and in today's video we're going to break down all of the costs so far on my 2012 Fiat Ducato build. The idea behind this build is I want the finish to be the absolute best it can be, but to spend the least amount possible without cheaping out too much. There's a few things on the van that are unavoidable to purchase, but I've done this over the last couple of months, so yeah, let's get straight to it. And what I'd also like to mention is I've tried to get as many things as I can for free, but we'll go over those in just a sec. Outside of the van, this was a window fitting van, so it actually came with the ladder, so I've just painted that. Window, so that kit was £200, and that is a sliding window, which I fitted myself. £200, job done on the window. Exterior wise, there will be more windows going in. There's going to be windows over there, but if you want to see my plans for the van, have a look at my other video, which I released last week. So we won't go into that today. You will see I have started wrapping the van. So that is a Nardo grey, and it's coming out really, really well. I'm going to do videos on the entirety of wrapping the van. I didn't know whether I wanted to paint it. I thought I'd give wrapping a go, and it's turning out absolutely amazing. I mean, it's dirty, but yeah, that looks fantastic. So yeah, there's the window from the inside, £200, all in fitting kit. Max air fan. So this was £300. Now I know this is not the cheapest kind of budget option, but in my mind, if I'm gonna cut a hole in my beautiful van, I'm gonna put the best thing I can in it, and that's the Max Air Deluxe, and that's currently £300 to buy. Now plywood, so we've got walls all the way up, all the way along, cavity cut out for the bed, all plied. Over on this side, plied up there down behind the cabinet. There was obviously ply underneath on the floor, and then there's a ply board along there, which is where the fridge is going to go. I've used around about 5 sheets so far, 5 full sheets of ply. They're about £30 per sheet. So that is a grand total of £150 in ply, and I've still got a little bit left. We will look at the bed from underneath the van. So in here, we've got a full cladded roof front to back. There is still a little bit up there to finish, but the cladding has cost me round about £40. I think it was 4 to 5 packs. So we're looking at about £40 for all of the cladding on the roof. So the kitchen pods, so I actually got the kitchen pods or the kitchen units from a Freebay website, and they were free. I was waiting for someone to be ripping out an old kitchen, so I got both the units, all of the cupboards for free, as long as I removed them myself. Now they're all mixed matched at the moment, but they will all look like this, because this is a vinyl, just a standard vinyl wrap, and then with a nice metal trim. So I'm hoping I should be able to kind of upcycle all of the cupboard doors and the sides, and with some nice trim, I should be able to make them look really, really nice. So kitchen units all completely free of charge. Now throughout the van, we've got the Dodo sound deadening across the van, so it's on all of the panels that you can't see all around the van. You can see there it's on the back as well. Each individual panel actually had some of the sound deadening on, and in total the amount that I used wasn't actually that many. Costs around about £60. I'm going to be putting the prices on all these on the screen now, so we can see how much we've spent at the end. Insulation wise, which you can't see throughout the van, we've got the plastic bottle insulation, and there is one Celotex board behind the roof. So we've got the bottle top insulation and the Celotex board. All in all, cost me around about £50. It wasn't that expensive. I got it on an offer. Obviously the floor was plied, and then I just got this lino here. It's actually a really nice lino, and it was just a free offcut. And I was absolutely thrilled to find it because it's such a small amount that you need for a van. It was absolutely free, which obviously is a win-win. So coming to the garage area, you can see this van's absolutely massive. You can kind of see the vision which I'm hoping for, and hopefully at the end of it, it should be somewhere close. So under here, we have got the cheapest, just a standard, one of the kind of Chinese diesel heaters. I've temporarily got it in place at the moment. It is going to stay there, but I just wanted to test to make sure it all works. It's fantastic. It really is amazing. So that's actually cost me about £65 off Amazon at the time. So I will put a link in the description for that, the exact one, because this is actually really, really good. So we've got the heater there. Fridge is going to sit at the back next to it. Obviously the vent's going out of that board. And then we've got the pump up there, which is obviously in a temporary place. And again, I used the tank that it came with just to test it out, but eventually it will be into the main tank of the van. So again, £65 for that. So for the bed, these are the IKEA bed beams, which lots of people use for their van. So we've got 3 beams, and then we had to buy the top part separately. So that all in all come to around about the £80 marker for the bed, which is bolted directly into the van, which is super, super strong. Electrics wise, so I wouldn't do it again. I think I would buy the parts separately. So the electrics I've got in so far in the van is just the solar, because I wanted to route all of the cables before I put the ply in. I have also routed cables for the split charge system, but obviously again, this is just a cost breakdown. So I spent £240, and that included the smart controller, that included all of the cables which are in these plastic tubes up here to protect them. That also included, of course, 200 watts of panels, and it included all of the accessories and cables to be able to mount it properly on the van. So in terms of cables and switches, I think I actually saved a fortune because I decided to get this 2-core cabling it's actually from a hardware store called Screwfix. So in my mind with this, I know some of the vans kind of silicon positive and negative wires can be quite expensive. So I just went for all the 12 volt, this 2-core cable, which has also got a coating on, and it works absolutely fine. And this was around £20 for a 25 meter reel. So that's actually done all of the van so far, and I've still got absolutely loads left. So switches and cables for the van. So I went for these very basic switches. I've got 2 of those and various kind of connectors and cables. And all in all, because I got the Wago connectors, cabling, switches, that come to around about £100 for all of the cabling and the plastic piping that protects the cabling in the van. So all in all for the van, we're currently at around about, which I don't think is too bad. I think if this build with the fridge comes to less than £2,000, I think this will be a win-win, and I really want to get the finish that I've got in mind for it, because I think you can, like with all the units and all the walls, I think it's all going to look a little bit rough and ready until all of the trims and the vinyls are on, and it's going to go from looking unfinished to hopefully a really nice finished van. And it's all going to be on this channel. So if you don't want to miss it, especially with like the wrapping on the van, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. I am going to film everything from this point onwards, and we'll also go back, and if you've got any questions over what we've done so far, drop a comment and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And just to add, apologies, in the last video, I did say that I spent around about £500 to this point. I did have a couple of the fans and the window kit already. So technically I have spent around £500, but for the authenticity of The series, let's just assume that I've paid for everything and we're going to go through the actual exact cost. So apologies for that.